All right. What is up, everyone? It is Sunday, August 7th. So we're trying something out new. We're going to do a little bit of charting, a little bit of TA on a few different tickers that I have been working on a little bit more consistently. I'm going to go through my process a little bit, what I'm looking at from a daily level down to like a 5 minute, 15, 30-minute level, and just kind of go through my process and kind of what I'm looking for. So, before we get started, this video is actually sponsored by Keanu Trades and Keanu Trades Discord. Got a dope discount here. If you're not a part of this Discord right now, yeah, this one, that one. If you're not a part of that, you're fucking up. You're missing out because 50% off of this is a steal and a half. You'll make that in the first hour of your first day. Easy. Easy. So make sure I'm going to have that link in the description. Remember, Keanu Trades, I do call outs in that Discord. Absolutely phenomenal. I'd show you the gains channel and everything like that, but honestly, I think actually going in and being a part of it yourself will do more than just me telling you to go do it. So go be a part of it. Go check it out. 50% off your first month. It'll be worth it. I'm telling you. But let's get right into it, shall we? All right. So, little Mooner action. Watermelon, shall we? Yep. So we're going to go over 3 charts today. Let me get this off the screen. There we go. We're going to go over 3 charts today. 1, SPX. 2, Tesla. 3, throwing in a curveball. And going to go over Netflix because, well, maybe 2 others because I like another one too that I was looking at, which is a little out there, but oh, what the fuck? Hershey? There we go. You'll see why later. So, what I'm looking at on the daily level for SPX. All right. So there's a few things that I do, which is I've been doing recently is trying to start out further in terms of time frames and then working my way in. So you can kind of get an idea of what I'm looking at. So this is kind of my daily setup. I got my EMA, VWAP, volume. This is a different type of indicator, and then TTM squeeze. And then I use this along with Camarillo pivots on the daily for intraday trading. And so you're going to see a few different things here on this right-hand side. You're going to see different dates. You're going to see zones, MSL, zones, daily, hourly, key levels. All this kind of intertwines with each other because I use a few different strategies to take a trade, if you will. And so you're going to see things that I'm using as like validation or invalidation, things in terms of different levels and things of that nature. But we're going to start off with the daily levels. And so, yes, at first it is a little overwhelming, but you'll see once we get a little bit further down into what everything is. And what I've done here is I like to actually like write out what each level is and like what I'm looking at so that I can actually go back and refer to what and why and when that level was important. So you're going to see a lot of the key levels I'm using are based off of either a gap fill, consistent support or consistent rejection. You're just going to see a lot, and you'll see that these play pretty effectively long term as well. And so you're going to see here on the right hand side, like all these different areas of and levels. So like you'll see the R is resistance. You'll see S and R for different support and resistance, and dates as to far back as like you'll see, here, February through March. This was a major support level. And so you can literally go back and you'll see, okay, February, March. All right, yeah, major support level here. It just hit it a bunch of times. Every time it bounced off. Double bottom, triple bottom, whatever you want to call it. But one thing I really want to point out on this side is this area that we're in right now. Because when you are breaking this down right here, you're going to see this has been a major area of consolidation the last time that it was in this kind of zone. And you'll see it literally just taps in between these two lines here. So this one at 41.64 and 40.82, or even this 40.74, it just taps and messes around. So this has been a major area of consolidation, which means essentially you need to be patient. Just be patient. Play your levels, be patient, and follow your rules. Because this type of market is the most difficult and frustrating market for anyone that's going to trade. Because it's going to be very choppy, very boring. This is where I've had trouble in the past where I get bored and I overtrade the fuck out of my account and it becomes stupid. But then as we go down to a little bit more of the levels, you'll see that these are actually, pretty accurate in terms of the support and resistance. And so I really don't really use the hourly key levels. That's more just for like my personal preference to kind of see if everything overlaps or if anything overlaps in terms of a level. So like the 41.64 is like a huge level for me, or even zones to kind of see where those are at on the smaller level. But the dates, which we'll go into, and the Camarilla pivots, that is kind of the main areas that I use for, and the main tools that I use for on the intraday trading side of things. So the dates are the Fibonacci retracement tools and the Fibonacci levels for the Golden Goose strategy. And if you haven't seen the Golden Goose strategy and what it is, I have a ton of YouTube videos on that already in the playlist. Go check it out. It's a pretty simple but fun and actually crazy accurate in terms of targets and price targets and support and things of that nature. But the first thing that you'll see is recently is this Fibonacci retracement. And so I'm going to take off the key levels real quick. So this is, and I usually do it on the hourly so you can kind of see. So I did the most recent extreme swings of swing high to swing low, or swing up, swing down, whatever it is. So this has been the most recent extreme, and then this was obviously the most extreme since then. And so when you get on the actual 5-minute level, you can see, how accurate it is in terms of like the areas that it's actually going in and bouncing and getting support and resistance, which is pretty exciting, especially like when you're going into some of these trades. Like you can feel more confident as you're going into it, especially like when you're coming up to like a level here, where you're getting resistance at a key level. Like you can take a put right there, and I did when you get that type of level, and or when you get like support, when you get a big support off of a key level, or you get a gap up, off of a key level in an uptrend too. Like those are things that you can look at, but you also want to make sure that you're using other pieces of confluence. Like I try to use at least 3 pieces of confluence. So whether that's increasing volume, whether that's TTM turning green or red, whether that's trading with trend versus against the trend, or getting support off VWAP or EMAs or whatever it is. So make sure that you are taking those levels. But the daily key levels are obviously much more and further apart from each other. in terms of price points, but you can see targets, when you're going into it. So you can see how many times, we've come up to this 4140 and 4164. And when I see these levels and how many times it's either gotten support or resistance at these levels, it's a pretty key level. So like, just for example, when you saw this 4140 level get tapped, and get resistance 4, 5, 6 times in a row, and then here breaks it, comes back down, and gets support in an uptrend, gets support from the 9, this level, and the fib are all there. Immediately, I took a call. And my price target was the 4164, which it tapped. And so those are the things that like I'm looking for, not only on the macro level, but the micro level as well, where I'm trying to use as many pieces of information that I can gather towards an educated play. So that's what I'm doing on that level. Trying to start from the bigger idea of things and then working my way down to the intraday. And the Camarilla pivots are, again, just going into more of the psychological side of things on the previous day and the mathematical equation of things and whatnot. It's just used as a pretty consistent other intraday kind of price target in areas of either reversal, support, resistance, targets, whatever, based on the mathematical and psychological levels of traders. So that's what I like on that side. But going into tomorrow, I'll give my levels on the next day, but you'll see these are the Camarilla pivot levels for tomorrow. And you're going to see, we're in a very, again, big consolidation area. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see continuous consolidation unless there's a big move. Like if we break the 4164, I would expect we go and shoot for that 4200. Or, if we do break this like 4120, 4100-ish level, like we can really start to push the 4050. Like, and we break down below these areas here, the 4080s. So, I'm gonna be putting these charts out a little bit later on, but that's kind of where I see, just because of how we've been in the past previously in these areas, is just a lot of consolidation, like I mentioned here. And so it's just continuously been this support and resistance. So last time we were here, we got just 6-7 days of trading in a row that just kind of stayed in this area. Got boring, obviously, but then it got a major rejection and gap down like 3 days in a row. So we'll see. Going on to Tesla. Always fun. And we got the split announcement here on the 4th of August, and then got a gap down and major rejection. And the split's going to happen on the 25th. But the last time a split happened, the stock ran up 84% or something ridiculous like that. And so I don't think that's going to happen again, but it's always an interesting ticker to play, because Tesla is one of the few tickers that is majority traded by retail traders. By retail, like, it's the least amount of institutional money that's affecting the stock. So it's a lot more retail traders like myself that are going and trading the stock, which makes it a little bit more legitimate, a little bit more reliable on the psychological side of things. And even in just kind of the trend of markets in general. So, when I'm looking at these on the daily level, obviously there's a ton, but again, going back into kind of writing and marking down why I have these daily key levels. So you'll see when these are and came into effect, like how recent they were, when it happened, when it was support and resistance. Like these have all been extremely important areas of support, resistance, and gaps. So you're going to see major gaps from here down to here. So I would even actually, now that I'm looking at it, I would even like put something here too, because this is the end of a major swing daily candle on this side, and you got support for what, 3 days, and all right, so 426. So you'll see that obviously it has been getting, it's been an uptrend. So we'll leave it at that. This is the first time it gapped down and got zero resistance. So that's, or it got zero support. So that's been interesting. Now, it was a gap down in an uptrend. Usually when it gaps down in an uptrend, I'm thinking it's going to test at least the previous day low, which, it's gonna be interesting to basically see what happens, is what I'm getting at. But when I'm going on the 5-minute candle here, and the chart, you can see obviously a lot of consolidation in the previous days, and when it came and started a gap down, obviously, and then went up, got some support initially, and then just got a major rejection and literally just fell the rest of the day. Anytime it tried to make a move, it got resistance, and honestly, the 9 didn't even cross, the 21. So tomorrow's gonna be very interesting, especially the weekend after basically announcing your split and 3-1 split. But one thing I want to notice is the golden goose, I think, works very well on this ticker specifically, because it is traded a majority by retail traders, over 50%. Whereas like I more so use the daily key levels on the SPX solely, and the other indicators like TTM, volume, EMAs, VWAP, whatever, where I use the golden goose strategy more on Tesla, because it is a bit more reliable in terms of the psychological trading of the Fibonacci side of things. So when you are doing that and going and seeing on a lower level, you can see where the resistance is and where the support is and where the golden pocket is on this side of things. So it is super interesting. I don't know what I just did there. So it is super interesting to kind of see where things kind of are targeted and placed and whatnot. So literally right at the open on Friday, it got support right here in the golden pocket, which is that 618 area on the 198.41. And when it got support right here, I took a call, and it immediately went up to 912, which, I was in and out. It was a quick scalp, which is great for when you're using the Fibonacci and the golden goose. And then when it confirmed under VWAP in the 9 and underneath the 0.5, that's when I took a put, because it also did it on increasing volume. It was increasing volume here and then all the way down, and then this one I added more puts. You can literally ride this all the way down. Like, why not? And then that's when you scale in and scale out. And it ended up getting, you started to see a little bit of resistance here at this key level of the 886 and 875. But then it finished literally right at the 860. So it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what Tesla does this week. Again, I do think that there is a big consolidation area here. I do think that being in an uptrend, you trade with the trend until otherwise. I do think that this could have been a wave 4 of a 5 wave up on the Elliott wave. So like you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could see 1,000 this week. We haven't filled this gap that happened back in April. I don't know. You could see a move. I think the market's due for a move either up or down eventually. Of course, join us. It's going to go up or down either way. You're welcome. Signing off. But, okay, Netflix. This is one I'm actually kind of intrigued about because I have been kind of looking at this a little bit here and there because I got fucked on Netflix a while back when this huge gap down happened. And so I've just been watching it. I haven't been playing it, but I do think that we are becoming in a very interesting area. Obviously, this huge gap is happening still. It's gotten a lot of support at this area before the huge gap down, and obviously this gap down here. But it's been getting and becoming closer to this kind of major resistance of that 248.70. But when you get down on the kind of closer, lower level, you're going to see this, which is now, what do you see here? You see a bear flag. So when something like that starts to continue, especially going up against a key level, which is this 420, nice, 248 level, it keeps creeping up here. And also a part of this level here where you've gotten a ton of resistance previously. I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of test this 204 level again. Because you're just seeing a lot of consolidation, a lot of hesitation, and indecision. And so someone needs to take control, but with this, I mean, that's almost like a perfect bear flag that you're kind of looking at when you view it up close like that. It's like, oh, that's in a textbook. So that'll be interesting. And lastly, haven't even charted this, so we can do it together. So when I'm looking at the key levels here, I'm looking at kind of major areas of obviously support and resistance, but kind of where big gaps are. That's kind of a level, I think, around there ish. Yeah. Okay. So, but this is kind of what I'm looking for. You know, you're seeing different areas. I really try to go off the bodies of the candles, um, in terms of key levels, but also like when there's long wicks, I'm looking for that as big areas of support or resistance as well. Um, but honestly, when you're looking at this chart, I mean that's got bull flag written all over it. So, and you got huge support off of two levels here. Don't be surprised if we look for and test that 230 level again for new highs. I just would not be surprised. Would not be surprised at all. Also, because yeah, earnings just came out too. Earnings were better. Dividend here. Last time there was a dividend. Nice move up. It always kind of had a next leg up after a few days of. This was the only one recently that had a dividend shift and move up. But it's in, again, an uptrend. Wow. I really like this chart now that I'm looking at it when you open this up. 90 MA crossed, came back down, tested, got support from the 50, then got support above VWAP, above the 9, above the 21, came back down, tested the 90 MA, obviously, and got support off that and the VWAP. Shit, I might just take calls at open tomorrow. Who knows? That might be my surprise pick of the week. YOLO. Let it ride. Why not? All right. So, again, you saw my levels for SPX, Tesla, Netflix, Hershey. Code CounterTrade's Discord. 50% off first month. Go check it out. I'm going to put it in the description of the video. Go check it out. I do call outs and shout outs in there during the day, every day. Went 6 for 6 on Friday. Just go check it out. I can tell you it's all good. It's great. But I think you experiencing it yourself, going in, trying it out, is the best thing for you to do. So, appreciate you all. Stay sexy, you DGens. Love you. Go check out the website, dgendaytrader.com. Use the discount code DGenDayTraderKT for CounterTrade's Discord. We'll see you tomorrow for a good day. Have a good Sunday, fun day, all right? Deuces.